On Route 24 in Lewis. To place your deli or carryout orders, call 302-945-0700.
I feel like this morning it's all about court trials and things going on.
I know.
But, been watching a lot of court TV lately, and they got some crazy stories on that I'm sure you guys are interested in. Vinnie Politan on court TV. So check this story out.
Okay.
All right. Alan West. He is a candidate for the governor of Texas.
Okay.
All right, he's running for the governor. Apparently, he's speaking out after his wife was taken into custody after a sobriety test.
Okay.
All right, she got pulled over, had their, I don't know how old exactly, I'm sure you might hear it in this audio, but had her grandson, a couple months old, in the back seat.
Okay.
Just her and the grandson or whatever. They asked her to exit the car, did some field sobriety tests, and say that she failed. She did a breathalyzer. There wasn't enough evidence. Like, it wasn't to conclude. Like, it didn't.
It was inconclusive.
Yeah, they didn't. The sobriety, or the breathalyzer, like, didn't register right. She didn't blow right.
Oh, my gosh.
And they're saying that she got arrested for DUI, was taken into custody, had to get somebody to come pick up the grandchild, and it was a thing. Now, Alan West, who's a candidate for governor of Texas, is pissed, and he's basically saying, my wife was not drunk. They produced a receipt to show that they just left a restaurant and she was drinking lemonade.
That's crazy. If all this goes down like that.
So now it's a thing. And
I bet it is a
he's
thing.
demanding apologies.
If I was in that situation, I'd raise hell too.
Now, at first, I was like, who does this guy think he is, demanding all this apology and trying to bring people through the ringer? But the more I watch it, it's like, after I started watching it, I was like, nah, there's no way.
Can you imagine on the side of the road, pulled over, doing sobriety tests? You have your grandson in the car?
And she's an older lady. You know, she's the wife of the guy running for governor.
When I tell you to start, take 9 heel-to-toe steps on the line, turn, and take 9 heel-to-toe steps.
And this is her doing the field sobriety test.
On your turn, keep your front foot on the line, and turn by taking a small series of steps with the other foot. Watch your feet while you walk. Count your steps out loud. Keep your arms by your side. Once you begin to walk, do not stop until the test is complete.
I don't even know what she's saying.
Know what she said, and we are like.
This is the officer
sober.
giving her instructions on the
You know, like
right on the sobriety test.
You want to demonstrate for you? All right.
Yeah, demonstrate it for me because I have no
1,
idea.
2, 3, but you're going to go all the way to 9. You're going to turn around by taking a small series of steps.
9.
1, 2, 3, but you're going to go all the way to 9. All right? You can start. 1, 2, 3.
She looks like she did good.
Yeah.
And she turned around. And she was standing there questioning.
Okay, I already gave you instructions, so.
Okay, so she walked back.
I already gave you instructions, so.
My wife voluntarily, as a good citizen, got out of the car, participated in the field sobriety test. When she was asked to blow repeatedly, nothing came up on the breathalyzer because all she had was a water and a lemonade. But yet, my wife was arrested, handcuffed, brutally handcuffed, and charged initially, arrested under suspicion of DUI. From what?
Suspicion of DUI.
She didn't do anything with a breathalyzer. And then all of a sudden she's coerced, intimidated, and threatened into taking a blood alcohol test.
I'm Vinnie Politan from Court TV. Make sure you hit the follow button so you get all my videos from the world of crime and justice, like this video involving the wife of Alan West. Alan West running for governor of the state of Texas. His wife Angela coming back from dinner with her grandchild, who is in the back seat, in an infant seat, is pulled over for DWI, suspicion of DWI. The officer says that she saw Angela West change lanes without using a blinker and then drive partially on the shoulder, pulled her over and administered the field sobriety skills test. And based upon that skills test, arrested her on the site for suspicion of DUI, DWI actually, in Texas, and still waiting for the blood results, okay? At the time I'm recording this, the blood results have not come out. They're supposed to come out soon. But as you watch the rest of this encounter, I want to know from you, do you think that she appears to be under the influence? Do you believe there is enough evidence here to arrest her?
All right, so the sobriety test continued. They did provide, like I said, the receipt of her getting a water and a lemonade prior to getting pulled over, and they arrested her.
Wow.
So I'm trying to pull up the audio here of Alan West saying that he demands the apology. Here she is being questioned about the breathalyzer, or she's questioning about the breathalyzer while out in the field doing these sobriety tests.
Understand the demonstration that I've given you?
Yes, you just want me to stand here and do this.
Okay, hold on a second. Don't start. Don't start. Hold on a second.
I hate that. Hold on a second. Don't start. Don't start. I didn't tell you to start. You failed. All right, so I guess the officer went over and got the cell phone and was getting ready to time out.
All right, so you can start.
You can start. She's got to balance on one foot.
I can't balance on 1 foot right now.
You can't balance on 2 feet. So, here.
So it's like the same concept, okay?
You're giving me a breathalyzer?
Yes, ma'am.
For what?
So it's just gonna let me know if you've had any alcohol today, okay? So pretty
Gonna
much
let me know if you had
the same
alcohol.
Concept is blowing air into a balloon.
What did I do other than not switch lanes without? I mean, just give me a citation. You've put me through all of this now.
So
All right, fine.
all right,
Okay.
So I'm gonna hold it. All right. So all you gotta do is take in a deep breath. Wrap your lips around the tip of this tube right here. Okay, not the whole thing.
Okay.
Just the tip. All right. And just blow out as hard as you can. All right. Now you gotta. It's a consistent breath. Okay. Hold on a second. Hold on.
So now it's a whole big thing with
And
her
now
doing the
this is like
breathalyzer.
a joke. Like,
Yeah.
Hold on. Come here. Do it this way. Do it.
Yep. So again, that was the wife of candidate for governor of Texas, Alan West, and he spoke out and was basically saying, I want an
And
apology."
you know, the thing is it's out there and it's all recorded.
Yeah.
So that's good for her. Because, I mean, everything she's saying and what he is describing is the truth. If they didn't have that video, something else could, come about it.
Yeah, you're right. And he wants an apology.
People form their own opinions, but you can clearly see that she's following the rules. She's listening. She's doing the commands. You can tell she is getting a little frustrated,
Right.
but she's fine.
Yeah.
And she even says, yes, I went over to the other lane. Like, give me a citation for that.
She's an
Why
older
am I
lady.
going through all this?
She's probably nervous. She's got the baby in the back seat.
Yeah. Even when you get pulled over and let's just say it's, for speeding or you cross the lane or something like that, you still get, you didn't do anything wrong, but you still get like this.
Yeah.
You're on the side of the road. You're pulled over. The baby in the car would already have me like this because all you want to do is you want to be in the car and be safe and you're in charge of this child,
Right.
you know? And there was another officer on the sidewalk. There's more than one out there. The lights are on. That's a mess.
So we'll
put her in
definitely
cuffs.
we'll be following this story. And then, the news breaks. Alan West's wife arrested
Right.
for DUI.
DUI, right.
So, and that's in Texas, but they are covering it on Court TV. Now, let's go over to the R. Kelly trial. All right, day 5. Jane Doe number 5 testified that she was only 17 when R. Kelly told her to call him daddy. She also describes disturbing details like he forced her to have sex with the person Kelly called nephew.
Have been victims of Kelly's, 3 of whom were underage at the time they alleged this happened. Yesterday, one of the alleged victims, identified as Jane Doe number 5, provided emotional and rather disturbing testimony about her alleged abuse. She took the stand again this morning to finish direct examination, and she began cross from the defense. Court TV legal correspondent Julia Janae is outside the courthouse with the latest on this high-profile trial. Julia, thank you so much for being with us today. Tell us about Jane Doe number 5. I know she returned to the stand this morning. What were the highlights, rather, of her testimony so far?
Some of the highlights when she was still under direct examination this morning, which she detailed just what it was like living in the home for 4 years, or living with R. Kelly, rather. There were several homes and hotels that she stayed in as his live-in girlfriend, but it was really interesting to me and stood out that she really was with him until 2019, until all of the allegations in that Lifetime docuseries Surviving R. Kelly aired. She actually watched them and said Kelly sat her down with another one of the live-in girlfriends and told them it was all allegations, that they were going to work to get a cease and desist. So they were living in a situation that was now being shown to the world about demeaning conditions that they were living in. But ultimately, it wasn't until October of 2019 before she started cooperating with prosecutors.
And, you know, there were so many bits and parts of that testimony that I found very disturbing to listen to. And, Julia, I understand that our cameras were there and watching. And part of what I want to know is talking about the nephew, because the defendant said with nephew that it was somebody he'd been grooming and then forced her to do acts with. Did I get that right?
You got it right. We don't think there's any kind of an actual familial relationship, but that was a hard part for Jane Doe number 5 on the stand, which she talked about being forced to have sex with another man. So she's in this relationship with Kelly, but there came a point during the testimony, or during their relationship rather, that he not only instructed her to have sex with other women, but also with this nephew.
So now they're talking about another guy that he groomed to be able to do that.
Nephew.
Yeah. Again, this is just bombshells after bombshell after bombshell. I never knew that.
Me either. No.
Bombshells
no
being
idea.
dropped in this R. Kelly trial. Thoughts and comments. You want to comment on either one? 302-858-5117. It is the Bill and Jessica show. It's 7:54. We got the 8 o'clock old school mixtape coming right up.
We're sending you to New York City.